And we're back. No need for intro because I already had intro. So live things happens when you do live stuff. So I can combine two videos once they're done and we technology is wonders, will good and bad. So,
Yeah.
but all right, we're back. Welcome to another edition of the same edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Folks Talking Sports, sponsored by Five Star Properties. Andy on his pressed the wrong button by accident. No worries, wasn't on purpose, wasn't intentional. Things happen like
Was
that.
it an accident? No, I'm sorry.
But a reminder, Folks Talking Sports is sponsored by Five Star Properties, fivestarprops.com. I'm Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. Twitter, there you see the HR Review. And joining me also is Willy Gibson. Kris Gibson, again. How are you, sir? Long time no see.
Hey, man, it's been a while. I'm good. I'm good.
How are the Cavs doing, Will?
Cavs good. They lost last night, 119, 115 in Miami. Second night. I can say it's a back-to-back. They've been there. They played Wednesday night. They won Wednesday. Cavs is interesting. The last half of their schedule, they have 2 games and 3 nights in the same city. So they just did it in Miami, Wednesday, Friday. Now they moved to Charlotte for games Sunday and Tuesday in Charlotte. And then on Wednesday, they have a back-to-back. Because on Wednesday, they're at home versus the Sixers. And then later in the month, they have now this is a back-to-back in Brooklyn. So, no, I think that's a 2 and 3 nights as well. So, but it's great for this young team. And Donovan Mitchell mentioned it because it gives them a playoff feel.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the same city. You play the same team twice in 3 days. You make adjustments. You get a feel on the fly, and it gives them the opportunity to get kind of a practice run through of the playoffs before the playoffs come. So it actually is a benefit. Darius Garland
Playoffs.
did
We're talking playoffs?
playoffs. Yes, sir. It's been a while. You got to talk them when you can. But yeah, Darius Garland did not play last night. Officially ruled out with a thigh contusion. Unofficially, some people say he had the Miami flu. I don't know. I don't know. That's not for me to say. But I will say he did not play, and he did as he has done all year long. Um, Donovan Mitchell led the way with 42 points. Um, Cleveland was up. Cleveland was up the entire game and allowed 37 points in the fourth quarter, which JB Bickerstaff was not pleased with. But he's also understanding and aware that this team is young. They're
Mm-hmm.
learning, and these things are going to happen. But what's amazing to me, Kris, as far as the Cavs, is the I'll just say it, the hate directed towards Isaac Okoro, because he's a third-year player, 5th overall pick, left school as a freshman, so he's 21, 22 years old. And it's amazing how people fail to give him the opportunity to develop. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he's a small forward. He's a third-year player, and to kind of contrast it a little bit, people are go above and beyond to allow second-year Evan Mobley to develop, and that's what they should. They should. Evan Mobley is, as JB Bickerstaff states, going to be the most important player on the Cavs in a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that. So people are willing to give Evan Mobley all the runway in the world to develop. But with Isaac Okoro, it's like, no, we got to get him out of here. Get somebody else in here. And it's like I don't understand it.
Fans are fans, Will,
Yeah.
because
Well,
in case you hadn't heard, Jabari Smith Jr. is a bust.
yeah.
The Rockets should trade or Kevin Porter Jr. and also Jalen Green.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how things are down here in Houston, or in Houston. I'm in Fort Worth right now, of course. But yes, all that's on the table. Jabari's a bust. I didn't hear this after Jabari scored 30 against the Pacers a few days ago.
Right.
That he was a bust, but and that KPJ should be traded, and he's he was the reason for the Rockets losing despite being hurt. He hadn't played since January, but all the problems and the culture issues, the locker room issues, were because of him, and he was out for a month, missed 20 games. I just love how these, especially the national people, who I haven't seen some of these national folks in Houston at a game, in a locker room,
Yep.
and yet they're talking about culture and locker room issues. Who y'all talking to?
Yeah.
Where y'all getting your info from? Because I know when I'm in the locker room, I don't see any problems. I don't hear any problems. We'll give you an example. I think it's pretty appropriate example. After the, I guess, really 2 earthquakes that hit Turkey and Syria,
Mm-hmm.
Alperen Şengün, rockets forward from Turkey. He does not live in that damaged area, but he, had a few friends who were impacted, obviously. But Alp, being a citizen of Turkey, wanted to do his part, wanted to raise money, donations, what have you.
Right.
His teammates helped him with what to do, helped him with suggestions about how to raise money, how to raise funds, how to accept clothes, toiletries, all those things. His teammates did that. They were discussing it. Well, guess where they're discussing it? In the locker room.
Imagine that.
So that does not sound like a chemistry problem or a locker room problem to me.
Not at all.
But, folks got to spend what they want to spend and get those clicks and make the national bosses happy. Whereas us local folks who are there almost every day see and hear none of this, but what version gets the biggest attention? The national people.
Everybody has an agenda.
So, whatever. And that's the last game when Rockets went to overtime and lost to the Pacers. Coach Steven Silas said that he mentioned that the chemistry in the team is great. These guys have not quit on each other, on the team. They're battling, they're playing, they're closer now, and they got a goal to finish this season strong. That does not sound like a locker room issue to me. They're not the most talented team. Hell, we know that. Known that all year. They're very inexperienced. We've known that all year. There are enough issues with what's wrong with Rockets other than making up stuff. Okay.
Right.
But that gets me warm. But my man, we talked about this, I think, on the last Folks Talking Sports, and it's gaining legs, man. It's more and more legs.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden coming back to the Rockets, Will.
No.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. So if folks are chiming in who join us on this new link to this edition of Folks Talking Sports, thank you very much for watching us on YouTube and on Twitter on the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube, Twitter at Folks Talk Sports. Just had an issue that we were shut down accidentally on the previous one, but we're back. We're going to talk some Rockets. But yes, if you're watching us, give us your thoughts, and have they changed? I know James Harden is a great player, but I'm not going to say names, okay? But there is not one person I talk to here in Houston. I'm not talking fans, but not one person I talk to here in Houston who believes James Harden return to the Rockets is a good idea.
It's not a fit. It just doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit. On both sides. One, you're continuing to build through the draft. You have this young squad that they're going to grow and mature, hopefully together. Then you have a 15-year veteran by that point. 14-year veteran.
Yeah.
You bring him in. Your vet that you bring in to mentor your squad is your Udonis Haslem, someone of that fabric, that ilk, if you will. Mm-hmm. James Harden? I don't get it. PJ Tucker, if you want to bring back a former Rocket, maybe. But James Harden?
With,
And what's the benefit for him?
more money?
Yeah.
Something else
I
too.
know, right.
Yeah, something else as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Tillman could sell tickets. And also, I'll say it again. I made a clip of it from from our show. Would you want James Harden as a mentor to Victor Wembanyama? Nobody said yes to that. Nobody. So, but Tillman wants to sell those tickets. Okay, Tillman. I mean, you're the owner, and you have increased your value, and or somehow, or whatever, trying to put in a bid for the Commanders and all these other issues. But okay,
What's the
trade for
attendance
Victor.
like? What's the attendance like down there this year with the squad? The way it is.
It's announced about 15,000.
Okay, say less. Yeah.
10 is probably pushed 10 to 12,000.
Okay, and it seats how many?
18, 17, 8, around there, something like that.
Okay,
but there's no sellouts. Never been any sellouts here or there at the building that Tillman owns, but you can see it. A lot of empty seats. At the games, folks are tired of losing. Which I don't, I understand that. 15 and 51, they don't have the worst record in the NBA because that is owned by my Pistons at 15 and 52, who, their core guys, boy, knee issue, ankle issue, tendonitis here and there. Well, let's give the youngsters some more run. I'm good with that. Veteran, are you a vet? Yeah. You sure you feel okay today?
All right.
You suddenly got a cold in your chest. You sure you're all right? Well, I feel fine. Are you sure though? Are you sure you feel okay? Because we think looking at your eye, I don't know. Because truth of the matter is players want to play. It's the organizations that sit players. It's the organizations that Commissioner Silver doesn't want me to say this, that tank.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because people talk about this load management and guys don't want to compete and guys don't want to play. CJ McCollum, last year came out and said it. There's times I want to play. The trainers take me off the floor. I want to play. The trainers will say, we have 4 games in 5 nights. We're going to sit the middle one out. No, these guys want to play. They want to compete. They've played their entire lives to get to the pinnacle of their profession. You think they purposely want to sit out? No.
And that's the thing. It was a month or so ago. I forgot who it was, but other writers finally acknowledging it. Players want to play. It's the teams, management, staff, medical staff. Yep. No, we're going to sit you today. No. And then it's Commissioner Silver and the owner saying, well, we want players to play more games. We want them for the next media rights deal. We would like to ensure for the awards and voting that players play, 80% of the games or whatever, 90% of the games. Most of them do want to play 90% of the games.
Yeah.
Up to them, they'll play. Many of the dudes, I'm even going to say it, women too. Pros, you got to sit them down. You got to make them sit down.
Yeah.
This ankle is bad. This toe is bad. In Scoot's case, his toe is bad. I asked him if he needs surgery this summer. Will he require surgery? He said no. Rest should be good. Well, he's had a problem with this toe since January. Okay, he missed game because of this toe. They tell us it's a bruised toe. A bruised big toe? Well, we're going on 2 months. That's a hell of a bruise.
Yeah.
But he wants to play. He wants to finish out the season. These guys want to play. Oh, by the way, Will, this is a young man who people blast for all kinds of issues.
Oh, I know.
But he wants to play. He's playing through an injury. but he's part of the issues, the locker room
Oh,
issues. But you know,
I heard him up here. I heard him up here before he
but
got
yeah,
down there. He was up here.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 But I don't get us started. We already started on this one. But seriously, the Rockets have other issues, locker room issues. I don't believe it is one of them. That's not a major issue, but
Mhm.
it does seem more and more that James Harden to the Rockets is going to happen. Okay, I don't know. Okay, uh, that'll be a Tillman move. But anyway, one more time, you're watching us on Folks Talking Sports, sponsored by Five Star Properties. Five Star Properties is owned by a UH alum, a Dallas-based company owned by a Houston alum. If you're facing foreclosure or you need to sell your house as is for cash, call 972-532-SELL or visit their website at fivestarprops.com. FIVESTARPROPS.com. Willy Gibson, who did the Buckeyes play and should be coming up soon, right?
Yeah, it tips off in about 25 minutes. They play Purdue and the national, or not, that'd be something if it was a national semifinal. The Big Ten Conference semifinal number 1.
So they're playing against the Zach Eady's.
Zach Eady's, yeah.
And that's Purdue's problem. If they are the Zach Eady's, or if it's Zach Eady and the Eady's, they're not very good. If it's
Right.
Purdue Boilermakers, then they have a chance to win championship.
Yep.
But it's Zach and everybody else, that's when they have problems. But we'll see how that goes. And I'll be headed to the arena for Commissioner Michael Resco, the AAC commissioner. We'll be talking to the media in a little under 90 minutes before semifinal number 1, where the 1 seed Houston Cougars face the 4 seed Cincinnati Bearcats. The game will be on ESPN2. And then after that will be 2 seed Memphis against 3 seed Tulane. Tulane swept Memphis in the regular season both times, just as the Coogs swept the Bearcats in their 2 matchups. What are your thoughts on that whole, I don't know if it's a myth, but the belief it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a talking point. It's
Yeah.
a talking point. Yeah, I mean,
Because my thing is, if you're better than them, you're going to beat them twice, do the same things, you'll beat them again.
yeah. Why not? It's a talking point. So, yeah, that's all I have. So,
And it's a talking point if the team that won twice loses the 3rd time. Well,
right.
it's really hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who said? Who told you that?
Yeah. Who told you that? So I look at it in the game and say, well, in this game, y'all had 25 turnovers. In your 2 wins, you had a combined 25. So you sure was the 3rd time matchup problem, or was it you problem?
Right.
Well, see, now you're bringing logic. Well, yeah, you're gonna beat them twice. 3rd time, y'all didn't get it done. That's more you than it is them.
Well, to use that adage, I hope that's the case because Purdue beat Ohio State twice. So hopefully it is hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, and Ohio State to get the win today.
Yeah. See, we shall see. We got example in there in the Big Ten. We got 2 examples in the American. Probably have maybe a few more in other conference tournaments today. Selection Sunday is tomorrow evening. We'll find out where the Cougs will be seated and playing in the first round, as well as Purdue. Purdue could be a number 1 seed. UCLA is battling injuries to some key players. And the committee is supposed to take injuries into account in terms of seeding, depending on the long-term prognosis of those players. So if they're expected to miss the tournament, then how are they projected to be without those key players? So that would be an impact. So we'll see. I'm using UCLA as an example because they're the current ones going through a couple of injuries.
Yep.
But we'll see. I think Alabama and Kansas are 1 seeds for sure. The question of will KU be the overall number 1 seed or Alabama? Houston, I don't think Cougs have a chance. If they do, it's slim and none. I think Slim left town. But Cougs are the metrics darling. So Coug fans especially believe they should be the number 1 overall seed. Not going to happen. KU's the best team in the best conference. They got the most quadrant 1 wins. All those other things. I think the committee will give them the number 1. Well, we'll see them as a number 1 overall seed and just go down from there. All right. Well, I think let's see. Pro days. Any pro days coming up for the Buckeyes?
Yeah, I believe it's the 15th this week.
Coming up, okay.
Yeah. Pro days coming up this week. I think is it Thursday?
Wednesday. 15th is Wednesday.
15th is Wednesday. So then the 16th then.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And big trade yesterday in the NBA that most feel benefits Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud.
NFL.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears, who have a quarterback and former Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields, doesn't need a quarterback. Feel they can get their player down the line, so they pretty much put the first number 1 overall pick on sale, up for auction, if you will. And the Carolina Panthers, they went and got it. They traded 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and wide receiver DJ Moore to the Chicago Bears for the number 1 overall pick. And reports are that they went up to get Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud.
And what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's Lion season. And yeah, you know. I mean, it's Lion season. Don't believe anything you hear between now and the draft. You just can't, because no one in their right mind is going to tip their hand, if you will, and give you classified information and say, yep, we went up to get him. I just don't believe that. I mean, now, could it be C.J. Stroud? Possibly. But I think they aren't. They're intelligent enough not to say that. And you've heard that since the trade was announced yesterday. Oh, they went up for CJ. Oh, they went up for CJ. Oh, they went up for CJ. It'd be great for CJ. And I mean, if not, Houston should be running to the table at 2 to pick CJ. If it's not CJ at 1 for Carolina, but I just the skepticism in me is like, for me to hear it now tells me it's not true.
Okay. And when the Bears won, what was it? The Texans won their last game, lost the first pick in the draft.
Yeah, shout out to Lovie Smith. The Bears love him for that.
Most people at that time believed that the Bears would trade the pick.
Yep.
The Bears, no, we're not going to trade the pick. We're not going to trade the pick.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right.
Case in point.
Exactly.
Lion season.
Yeah.
Lion season.
So, and then lo and behold, I mean, that's a leverage ploy. And what are your thoughts on what they got for the number 1
pick?
They
got him. 2 1s, 2 2s, and your number 1 wide receiver. 5 players for 1. They got him. Next year's number 1. So you traded next year's number 1. They got him without question. Kudos to Ryan Poles, the GM of the Bears, because that's a huge haul.
And see, that's what I thought. Why I said thank you for joining us at this early edition of the show of Folks Talkin Sports, because the Bears got a great haul in spite of everybody expecting them to trade the pick. So they got 5 players for 1 pick. Carolina, what y'all doing? I mean, make it make sense. Will make it make sense to me.
Yeah, they must have fell in love at the combine. Whoever they saw last week at the combine, they convinced themselves we gotta have this kid no matter what, and do what it takes to get him. And Bears are like, oh, okay, I got you. Come through. Come see me. Get at me. And they did.
Good luck to them. I forgot. The name escapes me. I have to look it up. The Texans signed a receiver yesterday.
Oh, Robert Woods.
Will, isn't Robert Woods like my age now?
Yeah. No, hey, real talk. Between me and you, I met Robert Woods one time. Robert Woods 137 years old.
I mean, what a 2-year deal for like $15 million, something like that?
$10 million guaranteed. Yeah.
And I'm like, Robert Woods?
Yeah.
Aren't his numbers like bad?
He didn't play last year. I don't think he played last year. I think he blew his ACL in camp.
So what is?
Yeah.
Huh? We need to talk to AD more about this one, because I'm like, make this one make sense to me, please, AD, because I don't understand it. I saw it come across the ticket. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Hey, and I also heard they're going after Jimmy Garoppolo. Again, it's Lions season, but free agency starts Monday, so we shall see.
We shall see. But the NFL, pro sports, there is a reason bad teams stay bad teams. I'm just going to say that. Put it like that. And the flip side, there's a reason good teams stay good. So,
yeah.
Texans, okay. I don't cover y'all, but, I got colleagues here that do on this channel. All right. We're going to wrap it up because you're getting ready to watch the Buckeyes. I'm ready to go listen to Mike Oresco at the arena and get ready for the Coogs. But thank you, Wise-Sitters, for your comment. I'll splice this show together. If you missed it, the first part one of this show was accidentally ended by Mr. Yanez of Gallery Sports. He just pressed the wrong button. So used to being in the studio having the own keys to the kingdom, he pressed the wrong button. But it's all good. I'll put them all together and repost on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. This show, Folks Talkin Sports, sponsored by 5 Star Properties website 5starprops.com. 5 Star Props is a Dallas-based company owned by a UH alum. If you are facing foreclosure or you need to sell your house as is for cash, call 972-532-SELL or visit the website at 5starprops.com. Brother Willy Gibson, as we wrap it up and close it out, how can folks get at you on the social media platforms, sir?
Holla at me at Will Gibson 7, as the crawl says. Yep, at Will Gibson 7 on Twitter and IG, and on Facebook, Will Knows.
And you see my Twitter there, the HR Review. You're watching us either on Folks Talk Sports on Twitter or on the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. So thank you very much. We're going to have a Less Rage Coogs post-game show after today's Coogs Cincinnati game, between 5 and 6 o'clock start. And then based on that, I may do a Let's Talk Rockets. Rockets playing tonight at home, so probably not, but we'll fit it all in because the Rockets right now do not have the worst record in the NBA that is owned by the Detroit Pistons. Just saying. Detroit's playing the Pacers, I think, back-to-back, and chances are they're going to lose both those games. So
yeah,
they'll continue having
the Pistons last week. I saw the Pistons last week in Cleveland, and I see why they have the worst record in the league.
Yes. Brick for Vic, Will. Brick for Vic.
They're doing it.
Yes. They're doing a good job of it. And, hey, I'm okay with that. Because once Cade was out for the year, I'm like, well, let's give Jaden Ivey the keys and see what he can do with it and then go with that. He's played better last few weeks, and that's part of the improvement process. But all right. Thank you very much for watching parts 1 and parts 2 of Folks Talkin Sports today, sponsored by 5 Star Properties. I'm Kris Gardner of Houston Roundball Review. Thanks to my man, Willy Gibson in Ohio, and earlier, Indiana is from Gallery Sports. We will be sure you tune in for more content on the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube, because we'll have probably comments from Commissioner Mike Oresco and our next edition of Let's Rage Coogs. Everybody, till then, take care. Peace.